Good morning. I'm sorry, I was going to say good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for being here today as we recognize National Recovery Month, a time to dedicated to raising awareness about mental health and substance use recovery, and to celebrate the strength and resilience of those who are in the journey towards healing. Recovery is not about surviving, it's about thriving. It's about rebuilding lives, restoring hope, and reclaiming one's sense of purpose. Every person in recovery and every family member, friend, counselor, and community member supporting them is a part of a powerful story of courage and transformation. This month, we honor the fact that recovery is possible. With the right support system, treatment, compassion, and understanding, individuals can and do recover every single day. Let us use this day and every day to reduce stigma, spread hope, and remind those who are struggling that they are never alone. Together, we can build a stronger, more compassionate community, one that believes in second chances and the power of recovery. Join us now as 4 individuals who are currently in recovery spread their story. I would like for us to please give them a warm round of applause. Joey, Belinda, Nicole, and Christian, who will provide their stories today. So I'm going to go ahead and start off with Joey. Yeah, whenever you're ready, Joey.
Hey guys, good morning. My name is Joey Rivera and I am a recovery coach for SCAN's Todos Posible program. I am a person in long-term recovery from substance use. My drug of choice was alcohol and cocaine. Yes, as Frankie was saying, that today we get together to spread the message of positivity and encouragement, not only to the community who is struggling with substance use, but to members of the community, because when we work hand in hand, we can help each other out. I remember a time back in February of 2017 when I decided to get my recovery in order, right? I had just lost my mom and my twin brother a few months apart, and that's when my addiction kind of spiraled out of control, right? And I struggled with mental health as well. But when I started struggling more and more, I decided to get help, right? So the overall message of Recovery Month is to ask for help, and for those that can help, to be there for each other, because nobody's perfect. As Belinda, my coworker, said, we're human too, right? Inside of each person that is struggling with addiction, there is a beautiful story waiting to come out, right? And so when I decided to ask for help, that's when I started noticing, like, little by little. I say that in recovery, it's like a deck of cards. Not everything happens at once, but we stack up little pieces to stack them up, and before you know it, it adds up. And now I am married, I have kids, I'm happy with my life. I mean, there's struggles, life is life, right? I still seek help for my mental health as well from another community agency. And all I gotta say is that now I went from basically being homeless. This is the power of my story, guys, honestly. I went from being severely depressed, from being homeless, to praise Jesus. Now I have my home, I have my wife, I have my 3 beautiful children. I'm about to get my bachelor's degree, and I'm a proud member of the community to encourage those who are struggling and to show them that recovery is possible. So I thank you guys so much. Thank you guys for your time.
Thank you, Joey, for those beautiful words. We're going to go ahead and have Belinda share her story.
Hello, everyone. For those of you that don't know, my name is Belinda Rocha. I'm the other recovery coach in the Todos Posible program. First of all, I want to thank everybody that came out here. It means a lot. For everybody in the community of recovery. I'm a person in long-term recovery, also employed with SCAN. I was once in your shoes as a client with SCAN, and now I'm on the other side helping our people. Constant meetings, counseling sessions, drug court program, and other services that were provided for me and my family was what helped me in my recovery. I encourage each and every one of you to discover your own path. Only us that are struggling with substance use know the pain of using and the pain that we cause to our family, you know. But now it's more spoken about, you know. Before it wasn't when I started my recovery. So now we have all these programs out there that you can reach out and they can help even with mental health, because that was one of my issues, that I didn't know that I needed mental help, you know, to start my recovery. I started using at an early age. I believe it was like around 13, around 15, I was already using a heavy drug. My family started seeking help, and that's when we reached out to SCAN, and they got referred to counseling sessions and all of that, and that's what helped me out. I also went to rehab, detox centers, and stuff like that. Now, 15 years and a half in recovery. 15 long years and very, very hard. But here I stand, and it gives you hope, you know, to the people out there that it can be done. I want to thank Frankie for having me here in the MAD program. Without you, I don't know where we'll be, because we go in hand by hand, you know. We're here to help the community out. And I want to also thank Ms. Clara, my boss, for having me here and having that hope that I could do it and I could help my people, you know. So thank you.
I think it's nerve-wracking when we stand up here, so thank you, Belinda, for those beautiful words. And then we will have Ms. Nicole. This is the first time I meet Nicole, so please give her a warm welcome. So.
Good morning. My name is Nicole. I work under the program Youth Recovery Service as a peer leader, and I'm proud to say that I am in recovery. During my sobriety, I made a choice to turn my life around. I went back to school and achieved something I once thought was impossible. I graduated with both an associate's degree and a bachelor's degree in social work. Recovery gave me the courage to believe in myself again and determination to keep moving forward, even when it wasn't easy. Now, I'll be the first to say that I am still a work in progress, but that's the beauty of recovery. It's about growth, not perfection. I've learned how to process my emotions in healthier ways. I've learned how to communicate without resorting to anger, and I've come to appreciate the little things in life. Things that I used to overlook because I wasn't grateful enough to see them. Today, being a peer leader to the youth gives my life meaning. Working with youth in recovery is not just a responsibility, it's an honor. These are individuals who have faced difficult challenges far too early in life, yet they continue to choose growth, healing, and hope every day. It allows me to guide young people toward trusting themselves again and toward creating a healthier future. That's the gift of recovery. It doesn't just change our lives, it allows us to reach back and help others on their journey too. To me, recovery means discovering the strength that was always inside us. Every person who chooses recovery becomes living proof that hope is stronger than despair. If I can leave you with one message today, it's that recovery is possible, it is real, and it is worth it. Your faith is your higher power. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Nicole. I want to, before I ask for the next person to come up here, I kind of want to share something with you all. The person that's going to speak here today is actually in recovery, right? They have gone from the lowest point in their life to somewhere where I think he's proud of where he's at or where he's come, and he's still working towards recovery. It's not easy, like they all shared. It's not easy to be in recovery or try their best to succeed, especially given that people believe, or there's this stigma that they can't change. But I want to introduce Christian. And he's going to share a few words.
Hello, good morning, everyone. I just want to start off by saying that I feel extremely blessed to be in front of y'all, sharing my testimony. To start off, I want to thank Mr. Frankie Adame for blessing me with this opportunity. I will be thanking many others who have made an impact on my recovery later on. I will now be getting to the nitty-gritty regarding the long, painful, and life-consuming journey that was my addiction. It all started pretty normal, a 15-year-old boy smoking pot and drinking occasionally. And when I say occasionally, I meant it. In that time, I was just a kid experimenting, having fun like most teenagers. Eventually, it turned darker and darker with time. At the age of 16, I experienced my first major trauma. My grandmother passed away. Along with my parents and my siblings, my grandmother was my everything. Like the saying goes, éramos uña y mugre. She was a part of my heart. I felt lost without her. I don't think I can express to you guys how much she meant to me. With that pain in my heart, I wanted to numb it. It was a vicious progression after that. The weed smoking got worse, then it led to Xanax. After that, I got smart. I raided my grandmother's old medicine cabinet. I Googled every single one of the pills. That's when I ran into hydrocodone. I was in love. At that point, I was going to 17. That's when the true experimentation started. Constant weed smoking, Xanax, opiate pills, coke, alcohol, MDMA, LSD, psilocybin, K2, ketamine, GHB. The progression continued. I first tried heroin, crack, and meth just before 17 as well. I must elaborate. I did not get addicted to those 3 hard drugs at that age, but I knew I liked them. Shortly after that, I got introduced to a substance that truly took hold of me for about 10 years. It's the one substance I never stopped using. Mind you, nobody except my parents, my 3 best friends, and my counselors know this about me. So admitting this to everyone is taking me a lot of courage. So if I'm going to be honest, I'm going to do it wholeheartedly. This drug is named dextromethorphan, DXM for short. It is classified as a dissociative in the drugs of abuse. It is the active ingredient in cough medicine and mucus relief. It is a common over-the-counter drug. It is a drug that is rarely talked about, but it has a notice on the box to the side stating that, on the side of the box, it has a notice stating that it can be abused. It's there for a reason. My preferred method, because of the purity of it, was Mucinex DM. What made it even better is that it was free by illicit ways of obtaining it. Let's fast forward to when I was 18. I met the man I thought was the love of my life, but I ended up being one of my other major traumas. It lasted roughly 4.5 years, 3 years consecutively and 1.5 on and off. To me, this relationship was an instance of trauma bonding, codependency, and textbook narcissism, gaslighting, and manipulation on his part. I've come to these realizations now that I look back. I also want to add that I made mistakes along the way, but that doesn't mean that love should hurt. We both used crack cocaine for about 95% of our relationship. As our hunger for more drugs became worse, the situation became more hostile and volatile as the years went by. It started with mental abuse, emotional abuse, and then escalated to physical abuse. Black eyes, getting hit with hangers, extension cords, you name it. When you know someone who is going through domestic violence, a lot of people usually think, why don't they just leave? It's not that simple. You are groomed to think that you cannot escape, that you cannot do better, and that you are absolutely worthless without that person. My sense of self became absolutely diminished. My self-worth, self-esteem, and identity had been stripped away from me. The moment he decided to leave me was when the roller coaster really went downhill. Let's get to my third and final trauma, which also happens to be the most impactful one. Once I was thrown to the side like a dirty rag, I thought, I have absolutely nothing to show for the prime of my youth. I'm addicted to crack, DXM, why not add heroin to the mix? At that point, looking back, I can say I didn't love myself. Heroin was pure bliss to me. It started it started with intranasal use. With time, I graduated to the needle. By then, I was completely hooked. I couldn't hold down a job. My family noticed I wasn't the same anymore. I couldn't even live normally anymore. I then got introduced to the street life, which to me was a vice in itself. I decided that the drugs were more important to me than abiding by the rules at home, so I decided I would start using on the streets. I was living on the streets on and off for about 1.5 years. I'm going to summarize this experience without taking away from the severity of it. By the time I knew it, I was engaging in prostitution and boosting to support my habits. Emphasis on the plural on habits. Now that we're here, let's add more salt to the wound. About midway through my rendezvous on the streets, I got introduced to the monster that is fentanyl. I was a victim of that monster. 13 overdoses, 6 hospitalizations later, I was known on a first-name basis by LPD, Laredo Fire Department, and EMTs, and the ER doctors and nurses at LMC. I was playing Russian roulette with my life. I did not want to wake up from those overdoses anymore. I also thought I might include this next piece. When I was homeless, I wasn't homeless. I just decided to be on the streets. I had a home. I would hang around Carlton, San Dario, and San Bernardo. One night, I was under the Carlton underpass, but I was about 12 feet up in the air, up in the cubbies at the ceiling of the underpass, which on the top of the ceiling is I-35. I was on a heroin nod, and the next thing I know, I was coming back to consciousness on a medical helicopter on my way to Brooke Army Medical Base in San Antonio. I thought I was in heaven when I saw the blue sky, but then I felt excruciating pain, and then the EMTs informed me of what had happened. At the hospital, they informed me that I had fallen off the overpass and that I had blunt force trauma to my head, a fractured foot, a broken rib, and a fractured shoulder. The neurosurgeon told me she was this close, she went like this close to having to open up my head to remove the coagulated blood from my brain. At this point, I had more lives than a cat. Let's get to the start of the journey in my recovery. My parents were at their wits' end. No more opening the door to let me in, no more chances, nothing. They put their ultimatum, but that was their way of saving my life. Either you go to Roots Recovery or we don't want you in our lives anymore. That simple. Roots had just opened. My mom emailed Dr. Viviana Martinez herself, told her my story, and got me a bed within days. I will forever be grateful and in debt to my mom for saving my life. I agreed to it. I accepted that my addiction was out of control. That was my first taste of recovery. For the next 1.5 years, I was in between 5 intakes at Roots Recovery, AMA, SCAN. The MAP program was SCAN, outpatient, several months sober, and several relapses. There was one relapse, which was my last one, that led me to realize I was running out of options. I got arrested on 2 misdemeanors, one being enhanced to a felony while I was on that relapse. Mind you, I'm on probation as well while that happened. I was sitting in jail and miraculously got released due to the jail being overpopulated. I saw that that was a sign of God, that a sign from God telling me to do something different. I reached out to Mr. Adame, which he had already suggested for me to go to Serenidad. So I reached out to him because I decided it was time. And this would be my first time in inpatient treatment, long term. Now I'm in here in front of you guys saying this speech. These past 2 months have been the best 2 months I've had in many years. I have realized that I'm an intelligent, generous, loving, and overall beautiful person inside and out. I am worthy of reaching to the stars and beyond. My plans for the future look bright for me. I am determined to become a recovery coach like Joy and Belinda, get my LCDC, my LPC, and my master's in psychology. I am hungry for a new life. I want to conquer my fears and take the bull by the horns, not only for the people I love, but most importantly for myself. When you are ready to make the decision to start your recovery, it has to be for you. It requires a change of mind, body, and spirit. It requires honesty, discipline, perseverance, faith, and a lot of determination. I am just in the beginning, but with God leading the way, I will achieve anything. Como dice Mr. Mario Raz, déjate querer. I want to quickly thank all the people who have been essential and monumental part of my recovery. Dr. Viviana Martinez, Ms. Marta Jimenez, Ms. Abby Martinez, and all the staff at Roots, Belinda Joy, Ms. Clara, Mr. Frankie Adame, Dr. Peña, Ms. Fernanda Rodriguez, Mr. Abraham Diaz, my current counselors at Serenidad, Mr. Mario Raz, and my favorite counselor in the whole universe, Mr. Jaime Villagrán, Ms. Fatima Martinez, and all the staff at Serenidad, and Mr. Humberto Peña, the director of Serenidad. Of course, all my peers at Serenidad, thanks for putting up with me, guys. All the guys from CA, Nando, Eddie, Juan, Johnny, Big Tony, and of course, my family, Mom, Dad, Mia, Dominic, I love you guys. Thank you for never letting me down and never giving up on me. Thank you guys for hearing my speech. God bless you all, and thank you very much.
I think I was in the as we were hearing his speech. I tend to get a little emotional, right, when we hear people's recovery journey and how far they've come, especially when you see them at their worst and then you see them succeed, right, and you see them doing what they've been wanting to do their whole entire life, but challenges and obstacles sort of come up. I do want to take a moment to thank you all for being here today. I wish, I was telling a coworker that I wish I could have all the people in the rehab speak here and talk and give their testimony. Some people may not want to, some people do. But I would hope that one day, those of you who are here and who are at the rehab centers eventually do come up here and talk and give your testimony. That's my hope. I want to mention that we do have a walk. Hopefully we can get everyone to go to the booth, but we will have a walk so that way we can walk. That's the whole purpose of this event. And then if you can join me, I want to give everyone an opportunity to go ahead and go through the booth, and then I'll come back on the mic and we'll tell you when to walk, so that way we can you can join us on that walk. Thank you again. I appreciate it for everyone being here, and then thank you, Humberto and Nancy, for bringing the clients to this event. Thank you.